Hello and welcome to another episode of Solo Agent Strategies YouTube channel. If you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe if you're brand new to this channel. Thank you for checking us out. We specialize in content for your solo insurance agents. That could be property and casualty, financial services, advanced markets, life, health. Mainly speaking to the people who work solo. Maybe they work in the office by themselves. Maybe they work out of their apartment. Maybe you work in a team, but everybody is remote from each other, and you communicate primarily through Slack, school groups, Facebook groups, Zoom channels. Basically, you're doing this by yourself, for yourself, and everything else is digital as far as camaraderie. So, in this episode, I'm going to talk about a topic that I think a lot of us think about, even ask ourselves, are we doing this enough? And it is, did you really work today? All right, did you really work today? And I'm going to talk about 5 ways that you can tell if you really worked today. Because quite often we don't clock in. We don't have a boss or supervisor asking us, "Did you go to work today?" We don't have anybody checking our work all the time, particularly if you're working remotely by yourself. So it's you. It's you against you. So only you can decide if you're going to work today. Only you can decide if you're going to just doom scroll. So a lot of you, myself included, we've had days where we thought we worked. I thought I put in some hours, but when I looked at my results, I didn't do anything. So the first one is, did you talk to a new prospect today? Did you talk to a lead? How many did you talk to? How many did you attempt to talk to? Because if you don't have these conversations with prospects, you're not going to make any sales. You're not going to be able to pay the bills. Um, did you introduce yourself to somebody by phone? Did you DM somebody today? Did you speak to somebody in person? These are daily activities that you can measure. These are things you can measure. A lot of times we try to measure things that don't really matter. Like, I read this book, I read this article, I watched a YouTube channel, I watched a YouTube video like I'm doing right now. But things like, how many people did you talk to today? That's something you can measure. How many calls you made? If you're doing telesales, how many calls you made? How many dials you made? How many people picked up? How many people got past the first 3 minutes? Those are things that you can measure and look back at the end of the day and see if you actually did it. Number two, did you follow up with somebody today? Let me tell you, I used to think that was so cheesy. You know, people don't pick up on the first call, or people don't buy to the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth call. I thought that was just a made up stat, but even from my short time in the business, I realized you do have to do multiple follow ups, and depending on what you sell, that's probably part of your process already. I know I sell a lot of final expense, a lot of simple issue stuff, and the people in my space, we tend to be very disposable with leads. If a lead doesn't pick up the first time or the second time, we just go to the next lead, and we leave a lot of meat on the bones in the final expense space. Now, I know some of you guys get 100 leads a week. You're calling people, and if they don't pick up or where you go to the next one, that's great. But everybody is not selling final expense. Everybody is not doing telesales. Some of you guys are in some type of in verticals where there is a 1, 2, 3, 4 call close. So you have to be willing to talk to people and present to them and follow up with them. So the fortune is in the follow up. And that's even checking on people who said, call you back tomorrow, call me back next week. Are you making a note in your CRM or your notebook saying, hey, call back John Doe on Monday at 4 o'clock? Are you doing that? And again, this is something that's measurable. You can measure how many follow-up phone calls you've made if you're using a CRM of any type. I think I did a video a while back. I'm about to find it about how to create a simple free CRM. But the amount of times you follow up with somebody can determine how much money you're going to make. And you can also tell yourself, okay, today, someone just inboxed me on Facebook. There's a little noise going off. But you can say, okay, today I followed up with these 5 people, these 10 people. I move the ball down the field, which is hopefully to get a sale. So that's number two. Did you follow up with somebody? Number three, did you ask for the sale today? How many people did you ask for the sale today? And of course that correlates with how many people answered the phone, how many people got through the whole presentation, how many doors did you knock if you do door knocking, how many opening appointments or opening sales you did if you're like in advanced markets and you have a long sales cycle. How many opening conversations did you have, opening appointments to get to the second appointment? But how many times you asked for the sale today? Did you just ask for the sale one time and then spend the rest of the time on YouTube? Or you went to the company website to read up on the underwriting, the greatest new news? Did you stay busy on task? But you got to ask for the sale. I mean, that's the blocking and tackling of financial services. You prospect, present, ask for the sale, or you prospect, present, follow up, ask for the sale. So that's number three. Number four, did you create or share some content that talks to your ideal client? And now this is a little tricky because if you're not strategic with this, you'll find yourself doing a lot of busy work and you're thinking you're making new content, because a lot of agents can get caught up in there. Well, I need to make these posts. I need to make these images, these videos, these ads, these Facebook Reels, these TikTok videos. And you got to be careful with this. You got to designate a time, designate a day. Now, if this is income producing activity day, you probably don't want to be doing this. But let's say that you've designated this day, or you designated the first 2 hours of the morning before you get started. Let's say you get started at 10 o'clock in the morning and you get to the office at 7, and you're going to designate these 2 hours to creating content. Okay, create the content, 10 o'clock hit, get to work. Or let's say after you get off from work, after you clock out, after you leave the office or close out your CRM or your dialer, let's say at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 8, I'm going to create content. All right. You have to structure this. You just can't do this in the middle of the day unless you've put some sales in and you got a little free time. But it doesn't hurt to find a day of the week to designate 2 or 3 hours to create some content. It's very easy to create content when you have a mastery of the subject matter. So this is not going to be easy. If you're a brand new agent, it's not going to be easy for you. It's not going to be easy because you're brand new. You don't know what you don't know. So it's going to be a little tough for you. So you may have to just copy. You have to research and remix what other people post. I don't recommend you copy and pasting people's content. That's just lame. So create your own content, but post it. Maybe you're going to post one in the morning time, one after lunch, one at nighttime. But you have to set a time throughout the day to post that content. But I recommend you figure out one day of the week to actually create the content. Finally, did you track your results? And let me tell you something. You can't measure what you don't track. I've been measuring my sales, leads, and things like that for the last 2 years now. I actually started doing this in 2023. So in 2023 is the first full year I really just measured how many sales I made, how many applications I submitted, how much AP, how much I spent on leads. And you have to do this every single day. But at the end of the year, even each quarter, you know, okay, last quarter I submitted this amount of business, I did this many applications, this is my average AP. And you can start once you do this a long enough time. You have a track record. Now you can look back and see, okay, in October, historically, what is my business? You can look back this year, last year, year before last, but that only works if you've been tracking your numbers. And you got to track your numbers even every day. So let's say that you want to do X amount of AP a week. You need to be daily tracking your AP. You need to be daily tracking your calls, because you can start to see the trends. You start seeing trends. You start to see that, hey, this day of the week I make the most sales. This day of the week I'm a little slacking. But the only way you can know that is by tracking your results. So at the end of the day, did I really work? Did I call people? Did I follow with people? Did I ask for a sale? Did I create content? Did I track my results? Or did I just go to the office, made a couple phone calls, surfed the internet, got on YouTube, went to Facebook, got on Instagram, got on TikTok, watched some insurance videos, listened to the gurus talk. You got to put that time in, guys. You got to put the work in. Even me. I have a weekly goal that I want to hit for AP. I have a weekly goal I want to hit for app submitted. And you'd be amazed what you can do when you actually put a goal in front of yourself and you actually look at it every single day. So, this week, I've been working some 12-hour days this week. I'm going to date this. We're in April the 8th, 2025. The economy is looking like it's doing some crazy things. We have a new administration, and things are looking, things are shifting. All right, and I don't get on social media talking about what you should do, because everybody has their opinion. But for me, if you're in life insurance, if you're in advanced markets, depending on what you sell, it's probably a gold rush right now. But if you're in life sales, you need to be working. You just need to be working your ass off right now and keep that overhead low as you can. But this economy is shifting. We may be in a recession already. We may be going into one before the end of the year. And we already have tariffs right now. So tariffs is going to be something that's going to eat into Americans' pocketbooks. And if your client base is middle class to lower class, tariffs is just a tax on them. So you have to do what you need to do as a business owner, particularly in financial services and life insurance and insurance, to make certain that you stay ahead of the curve, make certain that you are providing service, make certain that you are, just working your butt off. This is not the time to be splurging right now. This is the time to stack money. So I'm going to get off my soapbox right here. If you got any comments, questions, put it in the comment section. Thank you for checking me out. This is the Solo Agent Strategies YouTube channel and podcast, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.